Welcome back, Zombie Nation. This is MTG Ghoul Dude, and today we'll be going back into the Digging Up the Past series, starting with Nemesis, and going out to Invasion. If you're new to the channel in this series, Digging Up the Past is a series I started, and it's dedicated to going from alpha to the current sets and looking at the zombies or eroded zombies that we have now. So, starting out in Nemesis. Nemesis is the 19th Magic expansion. It was released in February 2000 as the second set and first small expansion in the Mask block. Frexy and Delver is what we're going to start out with. For 2 and a black, we get a zombie mercenary. It's a 1/1. And when it comes into play, all other mercenaries get +1/+1 until the turn. So it's a buff to mercenaries, zombies. Phyrexian Prowler for 3 and a black, we get a 3/3 zombie mercenary. It has Fading 3, and Fading 3 says this creature comes into play with 3 fade counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a fade counter from it. If you can't, sacrifice it. But for the low cost of removing a fade counter, you can give it +1/+1 until end of turn. So essentially, you can make it a 5/5 before you inevitably have to sacrifice it. Or you can just sacrifice it from the start. Rothy Assassin for 2 and 2 black, we get a 2/2 mercenary zombie. For 1 and 2 black, you can tap it, destroy target creature, just non-black creature. And for 3 and tap, you can search your library for a mercenary card with mana cost 3 or less and put it into play, and then shuffle your library. So basically what you do is you can tap 3, tap it, search your library for Spineless Thug. It's a 2/2 for 2, can't block. Or Spiteful Bully, or any of the other 3-drop mercenary zombies. At the beginning of your upkeep, Spiteful Bully deals 3 damage to target creature you control. So if you have maybe, I don't know, a Stuffy Doll on the board, you can just go on ahead and just waylay on him. Starter 2000 was a starter level set that came out in April 2000. All cards in this set are actually reprints from 6th edition, Portal, and Starter 1999. The cards from the 6th edition are not different from their original printing, but the ones from Portal and Starter do differ in that they have no expansion symbol. There aren't any actual zombie reprints from Starter 2000, so we're just going to skip ahead to Prophecy, the third set in the Mask block. It is the 20th, so we're breaking into the big 20s. Magic expansion was released on June 5th, 2000. This is where we got Coffin Puppets. For 3 and 2 black, we get a 3/3 zombie. You can sack 2 lands, return it to play, but you can only do it during your upkeep, and only if it's in your graveyard, and only if you control a swamp. So, I mean, if you really just need an extra creature for that Scarab God trigger, or if you just need a blocker, I mean, late game, it could probably pull through if you really just needed it. Whipstitch Zombie. For 1 and a black, you get a 2/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can sack it, or you can pay 1 black to keep it around. I mean, it's okay. It's not great. But I mean, if you really just need that 2/2 on turn 2, I don't know about this one. And then we're going into the Beatdown box set. It was a box set that was released in October 2000. It had 2 61-card pre-constructed theme decks, each containing 5 rares and a foil. The name was derived from a slang word that was used at the time for aggro decks. Pretty much still being used today, though. Another reprint of Gravedigger. Hollow Dogs, another reprint of them. Then we move on to the Invasion set. It was the 21st expansion in the Magic the Gathering, released in October 2000 as the first set in the Invasion block. The set introduced split cards and saw the return of the multicolored gold cards that we haven't seen since the Stronghold expansion. We're going to start out with Hate Weaver. For 1 and a black, we get a 2/1. It has the ability to tap 2 And target blue or red creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So if you have a infinite mana outlet and a fling in hand, well, guess what? That creature just killed your opponent. And if it's a special kind of creature, you can deal multiple damage to multiple... Oh, bless me. Goodness gracious. You can deal damage to multiple players. Then we come up to Marauding Knight. For 2 and 2 black, we get a zombie knight. It has protection from white, but it also gets a buff for every opponent that has a plains. So 4 players on the table, you're playing Marauding Knight. Say 3 of them have plains. It's going to get big really quick. Marauding Zombie. For 1 and a blue, you get a 1/1 zombie. It has tap a black, regenerate it. That's pretty much about the going rate for merfolk zombies. Nightscape Master, and I love this art that comes with it. For 2 and 2 black, you get a zombie wizard. It's a 2/2, but you can tap 2 blue, tap it, return target creature to its owner's hand, so it doesn't necessarily have to be your creature. Or you can tap 2 red, tap it, it deals 2 damage to target creature. And I love how the artist illustrated it on the card, how the blue in the beginning is on the right hand or the front of the art, and the red is on the back, more towards the back of the art. Then we come up to Frexy and Delver. For 3 and 2 black, we get a 3/2 zombie. It whenever Frexy and Delver comes into play, return target creature card from your graveyard to play. You lose life equal to that card's converted mana cost. So you can bring back a huge zombie, or you can bring back a zombie that makes more zombies. You just really need to take your pick on this kind of card, but you do lose life equal to its mana value. So be wary of what you pull out of the graveyard. Ulamog is not always the best creature to grab. Forexian and Reaper. For 4 and a black, you get a 3/3 zombie. Whenever it becomes blocked by a green creature, destroy that creature. It can't be regenerated. So, I don't know how I feel about it, because it's a 4 and a black. I mean, the destroy a green creature is kind of cool, but it has to be blocked by them, and they see it coming. So, I mean, just give it indestructible, and the green creature lives. I don't know, I'm on the fence about that one. Then we meet Pyre Zombie. For 1 a black and a red, we get a 2/1 zombie. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it's in your graveyard, you may pay 1 and 2 black. If you do, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Then if you pay 1 and 2 red, you can sacrifice it to start the loop back over, because you sacrifice it and it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Shivan Zombie, our first Barbarian Zombie. For 1 black and a red, you get a 2/2 with protection from white. So if you're building a Mardu Zombies deck, you do not want to play this, because you won't be able to buff it up with any of your Mighty Leaps or anything like that. Sabo's Assassin. For 2 and 2 black, you get a 1/1 Zombie Assassin. It taps and destroy target creature if it shares a color. Oh goodness, here's a long line of text. If it shares a color with the most common color among all permanents, or the color tied for the most common, a creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated. So it has to be the most common color. So hopefully it's not black, or it can be black, but it just, I don't know. This one's pretty okay. It's not great. It still has to untap, and it's a 4-drop. You can make your own decisions about this. And then lastly, we're going up with Voldalion Zombie. It's a 1 a blue and a black. Protection from green, merfolk zombie. It's a 2/2. And here we got Sabo Tavak on another card. Every last one of you will become my servant. It's a shame you won't live to see the irony. But that's all we got for today, guys. I appreciate y'all coming and watching the video. If this is content you like and you want to see more of it, like and subscribe. And if you have any comments that to help improve the channel, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.